This is the esophagus coming into the stomach right here. The area right around here, just this portion right here, this part of the stomach is called the cardia. This little bulge right here is the fundus. This portion from about the fundus up to about here is the body, from about here to here. Okay? This is the lesser curve. This is the greater curve. The pylorus would be this portion from about where this little notch here, from here to here. It's actually maybe about from here to here. So that's the pylorus. You actually produce most of your acid in those cells. And then, keeping things from emptying out of the stomach is this thickened muscle right here, the pyloric sphincter. So this would be the pyloric sphincter. These folds in here are rugae. You're going to see rugae inside the bladder too. These flatten out as the stomach fills. So these are rugae, these folds. So, just to make sure we understand that, esophagus coming in, cardia, fundus, body from about here to about here. This portion here would be pylorus, lesser curve, greater curve, rugae, and pyloric sphincter. Now, under there also is the omentum, the lesser and greater omentum. So here's the transverse colon. The stomach sits like this. Now, coming off of this greater curve, and I'll show you it on the cadaver, you see it better. Coming off this greater curve is an apron of fat that comes down over the small bowel, comes back up and attaches to the transverse colon. That's what this yellow represents here. That's the greater omentum. The greater omentum. And the omentum is what we call the policeman of the abdomen. It has a lot of lymphocytes in it, and if there's inflammation, it gets real sticky, and it will wrap around that inflammation and wall it off. So it has like an immune function to it. Now, the liver sits like right about here, and between the lesser curve and the underside of the liver is also a omentum. It's a tissue that goes between the two, and that would be the lesser omentum. And I'll show you that on the cadaver. You really don't see it on these models. But it runs between this lesser curve and the liver. The greater omentum is this apron that comes off the greater curve and comes up to the transverse colon and attaches to that. So that's stomach. Did I cover everything there? Questions about stomach? Okay. Small intestines. The stomach empties right here into the first part of the small intestines, this C shape, the duodenum. Okay, the duodenum. And you can see it there. Here it is right here, because the stomach empties in right here. So, it's duodenum. It has the head of the pancreas stuck in it. Duodenum. Okay? Head of the pancreas in it. See these little folds in here? See how it kind of folds? It increases the surface area. That's the plica circularis. Plica circularis. Underneath duodenum there. Or underneath small intestines. And you see that throughout the duodenums, all the small intestines. You'll see that plica circularis. Okay, under duodenum, let me kind of show you all that stuff underneath there. And it's also going to be things that are under Roman numeral 3, pancreas. I'm going to show you that at the same time. And then underneath Roman numeral 3, E and F, gallbladder, cystic duct, common bile duct, ampulla and vata. So let me kind of show that as a group because that kind of all goes together. Okay? So Here you got the head of the pancreas in here. This would be the body, between here and here. And the tail is what attaches to the spleen. So head, body, tail. That's underneath pancreas, B, Roman numeral 3B, okay? If you look at that, the pancreas secretes enzymes. They got it collected in a duct. You see this white duct running down the middle? Okay, that's your pancreatic duct. There's a main pancreatic duct and an accessory pancreatic duct. Now here's the main one coming, but you can see where it kind of divides, and you have two of them here. Okay? The one that's more distal or inferior is going to be the main pancreatic duct, or duct of Wirsung. This other one up here is the accessory pancreatic duct, or duct of Santorini. Okay? Now, back up to the duodenum. There's a bile duct that runs down through the head of the pancreas, bringing bile in, and it joins up with that main pancreatic duct. And so this green in here is the common bile duct, and this part of it right here is the common bile duct, just right here. It's part of the common bile duct, okay? And it joins up with that main pancreatic duct and empties into the duodenum right here where my Q-tip is, okay? And usually where that Q-tip is, it forms like a little nipple where those two join and come and empty in there, and that's the duodenal papilla, where my Q-tip is at. The duodenal papilla would be there. I think there's a duodenal papilla right where the tip of my Q-tip was, right there. I don't see it on that one. I don't see it good here either. That's probably the closest to it. So if you jump over to the gallbladder and the common bile duct, this represents the liver right here. This would be the gallbladder on it. The liver makes the bile, okay? And so coming out of the liver, I want to show you these all now, and I'll show them to you again. So the liver's making bile. This actually is going to be pulled up like this. And here you can see these two little ducts here that are coming out of the liver. That's where the bile would be coming out, okay? Those would be the right and left hepatic ducts, okay? And here you can see them right here. Right and left hepatic duct coming out of the liver, right there. See them right here? And so the biles made by the liver come out those. They come into this little short section right here, which would be the common hepatic duct, which would be that little bit right there, where those empty into, the common hepatic duct. And then it dumps into this common bile duct right there, which would be this common bile duct right here. Okay. So you're not eating, you're making bile. It comes out the hepatic ducts, the common hepatic duct, into the common bile duct, and backs up into the gallbladder and is stored. And the duct that empties the gallbladder, this tube right here, is the cystic duct. That's the cystic duct. And you can see it here. So what's draining the gallbladder is the cystic duct. It's joining the common hepatic duct to form the common bile duct. Gallbladder is being drained by the cystic duct to form the common bile duct with the common hepatic duct. And then that common bile duct is what's going down through the head of the pancreas to join the pancreatic duct to empty into the duodenum. A lot of ducts. It's like a whole family of ducts here. Okay? So, you want to look at this under the book. I'm going to show you in lecture, go through those again in lecture so you can see them, so you can get a good handle on them, those different ducts that are draining that. Now, so under E, gallbladder, you have the cystic duct that's draining it, okay, into the common bile duct. You actually can see it here too. This would be the cystic duct. This forms the common bile duct, I think. Well, actually, it's here probably cut. This is not a great model for it. under F, common bile duct, where it joins up with the pancreatic duct is called the hepatic, pancreatic, or duodenal ampulla, or ampulla vater. It has like 3 different names. You don't see it good here. You're going to see a picture in your book, but it would be this area right here. It actually has smooth muscle around it. Has a sphincter called the sphincter of Oddi. Okay, so it's right around this area right here is where all that stuff under F would be. Okay, so what we did is I showed you everything kind of associated with the pancreas, the duodenum, and the gallbladder in that area. Okay, now the